Mixing is native of the Hmong ethnic group in Lai Châu province. Her family earned a living by growing corn and raising buffaloes for sale. The yearly income was about 20 million Vietnamese dong, roughly $850, only enough to afford education for the son, while the daughters have quit school to assist them on the field. Mixing's husband used to make own decisions on production and family matters, and represented their household at the village meetings. Mixing had no voice in family decisions, nor did she get to participate in community matters. Her family often lacked production capital, while very often having to pay to repair the house and replenish the buffalo stables due to flash floods. In 2013, there was a flash flood that damaged their house and barn. An international non-governmental organization supported them with repairs and trained them to improve livelihood. Mixing herself took part in the training courses to learn cultivation techniques and apply them to farming. Her cornfield then yielded higher productivity and gave byproducts to raise the buffaloes. Her family earned more income and managed to send her daughters to the district school, contributing greatly to increasing the family income. Mixing gradually gained more powerful voice in production and family matters. Moreover, she became confident to participate in community work such as connecting with buyers for agricultural products and sharing production experiences with other households. Recently, the corn harvest has decreased due to increasingly barren soil, erosion, and water shortages caused by erratic weather changes and natural disasters. Mixing family income has declined because she was not able to mitigate these risks and the corn price has fluctuated. She wishes to learn production experiences from other households to find solutions. Mixing wonders how to solve the problem of natural environment degradation affecting farming. She also needs a tool to keep track of information on weather, natural disasters, and market prices to be more proactive in production planning. The social and cultural barriers further hinder her access to the government and farmers in other areas to seek supports. Miss Ving and her family used to live in Kiên Giang province and made a living on rice cultivation until it became increasingly difficult due to salinization. They moved to Ho Chi Minh City, where Miss Ving now works in textile factory with a temporary contract. Her husband works in construction. The family cannot register for official residency because none of them have permanent labor contract. They live in a rented house which is often flooded and lacks clean water. With no household registration, the two children are not accepted into the worst kindergarten. Miss Ving had to send them to private school that cost much higher. Miss Ving and her husband do not have health insurance and have to pay out of pocket for health checks and treatment. Miss Ving asked the trade union and the women's union to help. They're not able to provide any support to one with neither a permanent contract nor an official household registration. Miss Ving wishes that some organization will help her and many other women migrant workers by speaking out about their problems and demanding for their very basic needs of housing, health, and education will be assured. As demonstrated, the HRBA is highly regarded among development workers for the following advantages. Number 1, its 4 pillars: empowerment, solidarity, campaign, and alternatives bring about practical and effective changes in shifting powers and enhancing the lives of those living in poverty and exclusion. Number 2, its comprehensiveness. It integrates the full range of human rights, civil, political, social, economic, and cultural into development assistance. Number 3, its long-term vision and bottom-up approach. It empowers individuals to participate in active change and hold duty bearers accountable. Number 4, multidimensional. It engages all stakeholders in addressing intersectoral issues with alternatives that can respond to problems across different sectors at all levels. And lastly, the HRBA is valid in all contexts, whether in strong, weak, fragile, absent or occupied state or under revolutionary, progressive or oppressive governments. However, as demonstrated in the two stories, HRBA is showing gaps in addressing contemporary issues. Number 1. HRBA is an anthropocentric approach, which does not consider the human-environment relationship. The examples show that as the ecological system capacity to accommodate living organisms is failing, it will eventually disable the state's welfare function, which is assumption of HRBA. Number 2. The HRBA concentrates on individual rights, but overlooks group, collective, community rights. Global supranational relations are disabling the state to protect and fulfill the lawful rights of unrecognized groups, migrants and refugees. Hence, the state-citizen social contract with HRBA is based on its becoming irrelevant. Number 3. HRBA assumes the sovereignty of the state and its capacity to ensure human rights, while the clashes between human rights values with traditional practices, beliefs, culture, and religions are creating a barrier to fully address the root causes of inequality, and poverty. So where do you go from here? Missing wonders. From whom can I seek help to solve the problem depleting natural conditions? How to get updates on weather condition and the market prices? Missing wonders. How can an individual woman like me speak to the local governments and ask for support? I have the rights to the public services, but how do I gain access to them? I am a rightful citizen, still the policy failed me and my family. Future of HRBA. It is proposed that the HRBA will seek to address two key areas as follows. Number 1. Nature. The harmony between human and nature. Number 2. Commons. The rise of groups or community through association and recognition of groups from local to national and international levels.